Hey everybody, welcome back to this space. My name is Kaylee, and you can call me Berkana Star. Today, I have actually decided to do one video for all of the signs, for all the zodiacs, for the rest of August. Kind of wrap up this last week. I had promised to come back with individual videos. However, yeah. August threw some curveballs at me. I don't know about you guys, but definitely threw some curveballs at me. And I have become acutely aware of how I use energy and how I bleed energy. You know what I mean? Like, how much of it I give away to different things, different tasks, different people and causes that like don't actually really matter that much to me, especially right now in this moment. Move that a bit. It's kind of bugging me, but oh well. Anyway, so let's get started. Like I said, Aries got a lucky video, and they just get 2 this month. Maybe it's because I feel bad for them for that whole like Mars retrograde thing. So yeah. How was your guys' August? I have a very funny Uranus in Taurus story for you. So on the 15th of August, it was a Sunday, Uranus went retrograde in Taurus. And for me, Taurus rules my 4th and 5th house cusps. So on the 15th of August, I was like, okay, I'm expecting something to happen. Don't know what it's going to be. And while I tell the story, I'll pull the runes for the rest of the month. So I had no idea what was going to happen, obviously, but I knew something was going to happen. And I'm sitting outside drinking coffee with my mom. And the next thing you know, we'd let the dogs back inside. And then they were at the door and they wanted to come out again. We're like, what? And this one, you can see behind me here, the white husky, she had this dark brown, blackish smear on her face. And she was like, we're like, what? What did you get into? Oh my god. So I was like, at first I thought like maybe the other dog pooped and she like rolled in it and she was telling on her or something. We're like, what's going on? Yeah, anyway, so came inside and well, I touched it first. Of course I had to know. I'm like, is it mud? Please be mud. It wasn't mud. It wasn't mud. So yeah, we got like a pipe in the basement and it backed up with sewage all over my basement. So that was my August 15th and 16th and 17th. So anyway, we're back. Oh boy. Okay, you guys, I just pulled some really cool runes while I was telling you that story. So I really hope that, you know, you guys can find something to laugh about over the next few months, because we really need that. Laughter's medicine. So I hope you could laugh at my misfortune. And I also hope that you can find something to laugh about. So the very first rune for all signs, for everybody, for the collective, is Jera. Let's see if you can focus on that. Maybe. There we go. Okay, so you see there's like 2 kind of arrows. So Jera represents harvest. Appropriate, because it is harvest time, isn't it? So Jera represents harvest. It represents patience and the cyclical nature of our lives, really. I was just saying to a family member, I think it was 2 days ago, Saturday, that you know, there's always been feast and famine throughout human history. We've never had, until the revolution of our food industry anyway, we've never had continuous feast forever. So anyway, sorry, sidetracked. I'm excited. So Jera, the harvest, this is a reminder that once you plant the seeds, you sow the seeds, you have to care for the field till you gotta water it, you gotta take your weeds out, and the same is true for any and all kinds of projects. There's a passage of time that must occur in order for those seeds, those new projects to begin to really grow and establish roots and then come up. And you're reminded to have some patience, because with any new endeavor, and especially when the astrological weather is kind of against you, just remember to have patience, because if you go and try to rush things, if you go to try and rush things, like you go out to your newly planted vegetable garden and try and tug at the roots to make it grow faster, you'll just kill the plant. So I don't recommend that. So have patience with yourself. Realize that we're going through this amazing transition process, and it looks really scary and it feels really scary. So do your best to sit with those emotions. Try not to run away. Wow, 6 minutes in and we've got one rune. I love you guys. The second rune is Isa. Isa is ice. Isa is about having a concentrated will, concentrated effort. It's about pulling scattered energies back in. If you can visualize yourself as like a pillar of ice, that's the best way to picture Isa. It's a straight line, it's a pillar of ice. And ice has a much lower vibration, right? Because it's not hot. So as Mars goes retrograde, you guys, do your best to maybe visualize some ice. But it also kind of relates back to what I was saying about how I noticed that I bleed energy. So now that I'm aware of that, now that I know that it's happening, and maybe you guys have noticed that too, you can consciously now begin to call your energies back. I've heard it be called soul retrieval as well. That's a cool word. Maybe somebody needs to look that up. Anyway, in the last rune, this is Tewaz. This is the rune of the warrior, a spiritual warrior. Tyr. It's about justice. It's about action. It's about the right thing. It's about spiritual discipline. So these three runes combined, Jera, Isa, and Tewaz, this is all about disciplining yourself. It's about knowing when to fold them, knowing when to fold those cards and walk away, and also knowing when to maintain your own personal boundaries. Also, the spiritual warrior tier is not about smash first, ask questions later. It's about figuring out the right action. And Isa and Jera, especially before Tewaz, that's really talking about have patience. Take a few breaths before you do any actions, especially if they're rash or compulsive. All right. So that was the rune spread for the last week of the month. I feel like that will definitely be relevant going into September. And let's do a quick pyramid spread. Okay, so crowning us. Wow. Holy crap, you guys. Okay, so sun's on the bottom. That's beautiful. I think the sun goes into Virgo today as I'm filming this, but the sun, so beautiful. Let's just start with that. There's actually a lot of major arcana that just came out. This is supposed to be a fast video. We're almost at 10 minutes. What the hell? Okay, so crowning us. What's on our mind? Justice. Justice, adjustments. This is the major arcana card for Libra, and it is all about taking those two seemingly completely opposed diametrics and bringing them into the middle. It's about making the right, just choices and actions in order to, maintain balance of the universe. It could also indicate, maybe some of you have some kind of legal thing that's wrapping up. But typically, major arcana has to do with our internal psychological and emotional processes. So in our heart, wow, you guys, in our heart we have the 10 of Cups and the universe. Holy, we're stepping through to a new universe, a new aeon. So 10 of Cups, this is the last decan of Pisces. This is abundance, overabundance. This is love and nurturing and spirituality and beautiful, beautiful things like that. The only caution with the 10 of Cups, it's the end of a cycle, right? 10s are always the end of a cycle. And the only thing with that is that means it's the end of that cycle, which means that you must step forward into a new universe, which, it's great. It's right here. It's right here. It's right in front of you. It's right in front of you. You just have to go. You have to definitely let something go in order to step through to the new universe. I just got massive goosebumps. Okay, grounding us. What's currently happening, obstacles, choices, things moving us forward. We have the Queen of Wands, who actually rules the last decan of Pisces along with the first 2 decans of Aries. This is someone that's community minded. She takes initiative. She goes for what she wants. And by the way, the gender of the cards, the sex of the cards does not matter. This is energy. Has nothing to do with how you identify. The queens are about not necessarily conquering, but making sure that what has been conquered runs smoothly. She's the regent of the empire, right? She has a lot of power. And then we have the Lovers. We have some important decisions to make. Are we going to be uniting with the divine? Or are we going to stay in our ego? Or are we stepping through some portals? And the last card grounding us is Temperance. This is the major arcana card for Sagittarius. Thus the giant Sagittarius arrow in the middle of the card. I love this card. This is all about alchemy. This is all about taking those two diametrically opposed things that I just mentioned, injustice, and creating gold from it. It's about making sure that whatever decision that we end up making that ties to this justice card comes from a place of emotional stability. We want to make sure that it comes from a place of calm and contentment. And even though we have this wildfire beneath us, and we have full of hearts, and we know we're stepping into the universe, Temperance really asks us to Temperance really asks us to make sure that those choices are balanced. Also, what's really cool, this is the major arcana card for Gemini, and this is Sagittarius, and those two are directly across each other from the zodiac wheel. I think there may be some of you that are heading towards union. And of course, union with the divine union within yourself is really what I'm actually referring to. This is really beautiful. Just remember to have that patience. Love Jera. I held it up like you can see it, but this is Jera. Remember to have that patience. And remember to cool yourself off as much as you possibly can so that you can act with temperance and not out of temper. But I feel like that will be just fine. I feel like you guys will be just fine. Wow. This ended up being way longer than I intended it to. But hey, sometimes I get talking and I just like to hear myself talk. It's very Sagittarius. Anyway, okay. So, have a good rest of the week. This is some really intense energy. Make sure you guys do some grounding, you know. Definitely be aware of the energy that you're giving off and that you are receiving. You know, make sure that if you are in any kind of relationship, friendship, companionship, lovers, parents, siblings, all of your relationships, make sure that there is a balance and reciprocation. And you may have to make some tough choices, but I promise you that it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna start filming September's videos. Pretty excited. So, I'll be back. I'll be back very shortly with a video just for you, dear viewer. Okay. Have a good week.